Here, roll them, sit right in. It's just like a throw off the knees, okay? Basics always work. You can't, you can't get away from good fundamentals. Here's a fundamental breakdown, or get, from the ground fighting to, in a turnover type thing. And we're gonna work on first around the neck, then around the waist, okay? And think of these as kind of like throws on the mat, like newaza or ground fighting throwing techniques, because that's pretty much what this is. You'll see what I mean in a moment here. So we're grappling here, whether on one knee, one or up, whatever like this, we're grappling, and we're kind of in a neutral position, okay? If I had no gi, I could do it slightly differently, but I've got a gi, I got all these handles I can grab, I'm going to use this. So we're gripping here, and what I want to do is I want to get his sleeve, just like I'm grabbing like in a basic judo throw, okay? And I'm going to pop his balance just slightly like this, but I'm going to go around his neck and come into what looks like a Koshi Guruma. And it is a Koshi Guruma, it's only so on the knees. It's a hip wheel on the knees, so come on nice and high. So basically learning it, you're both nice and high, okay? So pop them here, come around here, and keep turning, and roll them right over, right in the case of guitar. So come on, let's face this way, right here, so you can see the different version of it. So the basic variation of it, application, break his balance, come in here like this, roll them over. Don't let go of anything. Just sit right in the case of gatami. Okay? So that's the first one. Koshi Guruma, breakdown. Hip wheel breakdown. The next one, surprisingly, a lot of guys, good guys, somehow get caught in this. Because a lot of times they may be kind of reaching over for you, and as they do, you grab around their waist. And you're doing ogoshi on your knees. And that's really what it is. So if he is reaching for me, even better, because I could grab around his waist, get a good tight waist here. But basically, break his balance, around his waist, come in, roll him over. Now, I've got my arm stuck here, so Keisugatami might not be the best option for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly come back in here and shift into Munigatami, chest hold. That's probably my best option. Come here for this side here. So kind of watch while we're doing this. So break his balance, grab around the waist, good tight waist, come in, roll him. Now I'm leaning right on him. Boom! Take the starch out of him, just like a throw. Now from here, see I've got around here, quickly underhook, sink it in, Munigatami. So they're two real good basic breakdowns from a neutral position. And, breakdowns can come from any position. He's on elbows and knees, flat on his belly, fighting guard, top guard, bottom guard. They're all mainly, a breakdown is breaking down from stable to unstable position. That's all it is. Okay, you ever see that? Let's give that a try. Don't make this mistake. If I come in here, it's not like I want to bulldog him or even bulldog him here, and I just kind of rope him down this way. You got to get your hip in front of him. You really do. So when you do this, when you pop him, still clear here. Even though he might be crunched over, but you still get that hip in there. You want to hit that and roll him over that hip. If too much, it's too far. Obviously it's not going to work. But I don't want to do this. And force him down like a bulldogging a rodeo or something. So break here, roll him, sit right in. It's just like a throw off the knees. Okay? When you're doing this, and this is why I call this thing tight waist. It's grabbing tight around the waist. So as I turn right here. So when I'm doing the breakdown where I'm basically doing ogoshi off the knees, okay? When I do this, pop him up, he might have like got a high grip on me here and I'm in trouble, okay? So what I want to do, I want to control his waist, his hips. And if I have those, I probably got him, okay? So grab tight around the waist here, see this? And then sink in and just roll him right over. And when you do that, you land right on him, come right on top, finish with a Munigatami. Because he might roll you over. So you got to stop. You got to kind of put a brake on it a little bit. So there's a little bit of a technique change there. So when I do this, just basic, he's nice and high. And come on back here. Nice and high. I break his balance, just like I'm doing ogoshi off the knees. like this, roll him over. And when I do, I kind of put a break with my feet, stop. Now I'm holding on nice and tight here, dive in with this hand under, come right up on top, shift him on the gatame. So there's a little bit of a change there, as before when I was doing the Koshi Gatame variation around here, coming over, I can lay him right on, and I can ride it. So you see the change there? Because by grabbing around the waist, I'm making myself vulnerable. He could roll me over. He could counter me. So you've got, as soon as you turn him, you park yourself with your feet, and then shift back. It's a little bit of a trick, technique, not a trick, but it's a little bit of a skill to develop. Okay, let's work on it. If we're out here grappling in a neutral position, okay, and he kind of gets the edge on me, and he beats me here, okay? Oh, rats, you know, some things you can do. There are options you have here, okay? But let's look at one of them that we've been working on here. It's kind of an Ogoshi off the mat. Here's a good example where I'm going to counter. So if I've got him, and you can see how he's dominating me here. Anybody can knock me down, you know, but I've got this opening here. Quick tight waisted here, okay? Now I have some options what I can do. So let's look at the most basic. He's tight waist him here, and now I can't throw in that direction because I'm really off balance. So I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to go over here, okay? So I'm basically going to do an Ogoshi across his body. So lock him here, grab the elbow, okay, and I'm just going to kind of quickly scoot across him this way as quickly as I can. I'm not going to get very far, I realize that. That's why I've got to tight waist him. If I don't have a good grip with my hand around his hip, it's not going to work, okay? So I've got to have it tight right here, when I come like this, and it's rolling right over, wham, and on top of the guy. And I mean, we're feeling ribs on ribs here, and I'm really crushing him. And then come to the top. So that's one option. Okay, let's look at that again. So he dominated me. How about you knock me down? Quick grab here. See this? There. Wham! Shoot. Come to the top. Everybody see that? The other option, if I can't get my hand on his arm or his sleeve or even his wrist, any of this stuff. So if he's dominating me here, boom, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm in trouble here. But get your hand around the waist, tight waist him. See, like we did before. Come turn it. See, tight waist him here, like this. Okay? Come on back. He's dominating. Tight waist here. Now watch. With this hand, I'm going to scoop here. I'm just going to block. And when I do that, I'm going to drive my body in that direction. Block. Wham. Come across. That's a good move too. If you can't get your hand on his wrist or sleeve or elbow to pull him. So, he's dominated me, boom. Tight waist, he's pulled that away, let's say. Oh, take him down. See how I move it that quick? It's just a tight waist and knee block. But it's the same principle we've been doing, kind of like Ogoshi off the knees. Make sense? Want to try that? Let's give it a go. Okay, thanks.